I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me on today's video. And quite honestly, I've done thousands of these videos, thousands, right? And this is actually one of the most exciting videos I've ever done. This may be one of the rarest cars we've ever had, not to mention the effort that went in to promote this car in 1954. This is 2025, almost 2026 that we're doing this video today. This 70-year-old car, 70-year-old car, think about that for a second, is magnificent. Not to mention, it is rare. We're going to go over some of the features that you would get in this particular model. This is an SE model for the rest of the world. It's the M for modified from the factory, right? Factory car for the United States. So few of them are made. How many are left, right? How many are even left? We don't even know, right? There could be single digits left. That's why when you get cars like this and you can go to a car show and know you're not going to see another one, it is just amazing to me. Anyway, we'll spend some time looking at the quality of the paint, all of the good stuff that you get with the SE models. We're going to get inside, we're going to look under the hood, then we're going to go for a test drive. We're going to have an awesome day today. Can't wait forward to hanging out with you. Let's get started. Now remember, Jaguar was just kind of in its infancy in that time frame there, right? It wasn't the production company that it is today, and they had to sell people on who they were, right? And so many times when driving a car like this or something else and people go, wow, that's a beautiful car, man. I'm like, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. But we don't know why it's a beautiful car. I want to point out some things to you. And if you're watching this video and you're already an XK enthusiast, then you obviously know these things. But this is really for people who are thinking about finally getting into something like this, right? And so when you look at the windshield, for instance, most windshields are straight. They're over like this and they come down the sides. But this is bowed in this way. It gives us the look of also tapering the waist of the vehicle. These are all design cues, right? This centerpiece here giving it structural rigidity because this was a fast car during its time. Most windshields don't have this extra center support here. Polished wiper blade arms, little detail stuff. Polished windshield washers. 1954, this had windshield washers. But it's this design, this sweeping design. Look at this fender. Look at the effort that would have had to go into making this fender. This is probably a handmade fender done over a buck, maybe even welded in several different pieces, right? And here, the turn signal up top here, the running lights, the way it protrudes in front here, looking like it's a leaper. The leaper, that's where the leaper kind of started from this, right? Because of this look of that. The wire wheels, now the wire wheels came on the SE models, and this being an SE model, the VIN number denotes that it is. You got that. You got dual exhaust, we're gonna look at that. Then we're gonna look under the hood and see the upgraded carburetors, camshafts, stuff like that. But lastly, I think it's always important to see when you restore a car like this, and this is an award winner, these cars start at roughly 100,000 plus to restore one, right? It can take 2 to 3 years. It can be in between 100 to 200,000 to restore one, and then you know, you get at a great car. The way to buy a car is way like this. Somebody spent the money. They restored this car, right? They drove it for a while and they recognized the fact that there is some depreciation in that. And this is where you and I, come in, and this is the way to buy a car. Because if you try to do it yourself, it's really tough. Lastly, let's look at the quality of paint. I like to give a quick paint lesson here too. This is signal red paint. So if you look in the ceiling, you can see in the paint. So I want you to look in the paint, not at the paint, and see the ceiling, the lights, the ribs in the ceiling, all that stuff there. And you can see how crystal clear it is. We talk about mirror finish. And you can look and see how every one of those letters can be nicely read. Just beautiful. All right, so this is a very important part of this car. Why? Well, because first off, we have two sets of people that do business here. One wants a great car, just wants to drive it on the weekends, go to a winery, whatever. Love that. The other one wants to do that as well as maybe go to some car shows, cars and coffee, what have you. Well, when I talk about restoration, I like to point out the things and effort that goes into the restoration of a car. Let's talk about this in particular here because this car is so rare, right? This is the SE model, right? So it gets a different, you can't see the camshafts in here, but there's upgraded camshafts. This has the upgraded SU carburetors in here, factory dual exhaust. the wire wheels that we talked about earlier. But restoration-wise, let's look at that. These are expensive items that people don't talk about. This right here, these are the cloth-covered wiring harness, right? This right here, you can see, obviously, has been all redone. It's not 70 years old, and that wiring harness is roughly 10 times what a factory wiring harness would look like, because they have to do the wires and then cover them in the cloth the way they did back in the 50s, right? This radiator is stamped on here correctly that it was for this car, it was built for this car by this company, which is really cool. The Made in England tags are still there, right? Also here, as you wander around the car, you can look at the detail that's here, the polished cam covers, the factory VIN plates are here, setting the chassis number, showing it also to be an SE European or M US model. This is a US model here, okay? And then as you keep walking around, there's more tags in here, detail stuff, everything's painted the right colors. It's just really nice. Here's the oiler still here. This clips in, which is super cool. It's still on the car there. And that's why when cars get judged at this level, it makes for just a much nicer car. And not to mention, even if you don't want to get the car judged or you don't want to do any of those things, it's a nicer car to begin with because it's been brought up to like the top level. All right, so you have to take a second and look at the style of this car from behind. It was a very expensive car, don't get me wrong. However, there was nothing else in the world that looked like it. And then when you look at these special pieces that are, again, they didn't build a lot of these cars, so it's not like you can go to Napa and pick up a taillight lens bezel there and these bumpers in here. Not only is this car beautiful, it's also functional. And what do I mean by that? Well, for instance, let me just show you, is that it has a place for soft luggage that goes in here. Here's the side windows here, okay? They would go right over there. This has a soft top as well, so it's not just an all fair weather vehicle. This also has a heater, right? These cars, that's an option, by the way. Back in the day, not every car had a heater. You're like, holy God, I didn't even think about that, Tone. Yeah. And then you have a full-size spare tire here, right? A great looking dual exhaust coming at the back, and then all of this is painted correctly. It's not all black spray bombed, right? This is polished. This piece is a different color. The latch here is working right. All new carpeted mats inside here. It's just, you have to spend a minute and look at the detail and effort that went into doing this. Oh, this is a spare tire hold down. Just really, really, really nice. Just this kind of stuff gets me excited because I know the effort that goes into it. All right, so when you walk up to this car, if you're at your car show, you brought it to the car show, you're at Cars and Coffee, or you're just walking out to your garage, I mean, this view is spectacular. It makes me smile just thinking about it, right? But you're not going to spend most of your time out there. You're going to spend it inside here, and that's where I want you to join me for a second, because in here is luxury as well, right? So these cars were designed to be high-performance sports cars, right? They were tested, and they were called XK120s, XK140s, because they could reach a minimum of that miles per hour, right? In the case of these vehicles here, the SE models, there was a test done of them, which is kind of cool. I'd like to read you that real quick. It's on our site, but I wanted to, it's the first car driven 16,000 plus miles for 7 days and nights straight, over 100 miles an hour, to show how durable the car was. I want you to think about that for a second. How many cars today could do that for a week straight, 100 miles an hour, right? 16,000 miles in that time. That is insane test of a vehicle to be durable, right? This right here is designated by Jaguar as the 141 mile an hour vehicle. This is a replica of that. So this is a real SE M style car, but they also ramped it up to another level, and Jaguar has approved this car that this has the upgrades that brought it to the 141 mile an hour level. I want you to think about that for a second. 1954, that's 70 years ago. The average car could barely go 100, right? This car here is designated to go 141 miles an hour. I'm not saying that it can or it will, and we're not going to do that today, but the simple fact is we have a lot of documentation. We have this beautiful plaque from Jaguar, and we also have 140 mile an hour speedometer. So how you doing, right? This has the counter rotating tachometer, right? Sorry, I couldn't get that out because I was thinking about something. Why is it counter-rotating? And the reason why is because when you're racing and driving a high-performance car like that, you're typically not looking here. So you're driving, right? And you're not looking down here. You would be looking straight ahead. And here, because you're racing, you're always using the higher RPMs. And so they put the higher RPMs there where the driver could see them much easier by just a quick glance down at them, do his shift, right? And then shift again, right? And that's how that worked in there. But this is all beautifully restored. This is all leather, all new carpets, a chrome, and just the detail in here. This right here, turn signals. How cool is that the turn signals are right there? And my favorite part of every car, right, is that dash mounted mirror. You just can't get that in today's modern car, and it really is stunning. All right, so part of the reason people buy these cars is because of the look, but the second part is this. Today we're riding in a 70-year-old car. It's 2025. We're doing this video today. Nice cool day, riding on the back road, just like somebody might have done in England, or here we are in the US. This is an SE model, so you can definitely feel the power difference. I don't know how to explain it to you, but everyone who sees it can't stop looking at it because it's like nothing they've ever seen, and the sound is wonderful. You got that dual exhaust, the purple when you downshift. And because it has, you know, a race style suspension and what have you, it handles beautifully. I could see myself going away for the weekend in this car. It's got a trunk that holds all that stuff. Just listening to that beautiful sound. Oh my gosh, this is great. You're gonna love this car. Can't wait for you to get it. A little more windy road driving, right? Because now we got out of work, we're enjoying the day, we're playing around. I hope the boss doesn't catch us, because you know how he gets. Anyway, the back roads, this is where these cars shine so much, but they also just, I don't know, man, it just takes you back to a different time. Just wheeling down here, feeling good. First off, thanks for getting me out of work today again. I know that I talk about that all the time, but I really appreciate it because this is the time you get to break and enjoy the hobby, right? The sound of these cars, this is just wonderful. Oh my goodness. And you can tell how nicely restored this car is too. It's not all rattly. It goes around the corner nicely. It's easy to drive. Anyway, thanks again for riding with me today. Really appreciate that. If you don't mind, hit the thumbs up down below. That helps get our message out. I'm very thankful for those all the time. Subscribe to the channel. We got new stuff coming out all the time. And don't forget to share this with your friends. They might see something that they like as well. And I'll see you on the next one. I told you the sound and drive of this was going to be a lot of fun today. It is spectacular. It really is. I'm telling you, man, in the world of cars we're watching appreciate and things like that, these rare cars like this 120 XK120 SE/M is really nice. And the restoration level and the fact it's already been judged, right? It's already been awarded, so we know what it is. That's a big deal. And you say, well, Tom, why is that a big deal? I could probably restore a car. You're absolutely right. You probably could, but it'd be 2 to 3 years before you would get done, if you could even find one tomorrow to start with, right? Plus the price of the car. This is a no-brainer. I'm telling you, man, I do this all the time. This is a fabulous, fabulous car. Throw in the fact that you're getting all of the upgrades with the wire wheels and the dual exhaust and the engine performance pieces there there that give you a very special edition model. I don't know how many are left. Jaguar doesn't know how many are left, and the Jaguar Club doesn't know either, but they're saying somewhere maybe even in the single digits. So this is a pretty cool, rare piece. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this amazing beauty.